If you're anything like me and you don't like paying somebody else for something that you can do yourself, this video is for you. This is a quick video on how to replace your capacitor on your AC unit if it goes bad. First things first is let's go and talk about legal things. First thing is don't do anything stupid. For example, these two pictures. My favorite part about that one on the right is he's on a ladder in a swimming pool with an electric drill cord hanging out over the water. Love that one. And the other thing is make sure with anything electrical that you remove the power before you start working on it. The other thing is, just for legal jargon, I'm not a licensed electrician or an HVAC technician. I am more of a do-it-yourself kind of guy. If you're unsure about or scared about working on high voltage, this may not be the right thing for you to do. Hire a professional. The other thing is, when removing a capacitor or even touching a capacitor, you have to remember that it holds a charge even when there's not power on it. So you'll want to make sure you handle it with care. And the last thing is make sure to use your gloves and safety glasses. Just to make sure how to figure out if you have a bad capacitor or not, you want to make sure that your thermostat is calling for cool air. And if it is, and you're not feeling cool air coming out of the vent, you're just feeling warm air or just room temperature air, check the breaker, or you can actually check your condensing unit first. And if there's no ice buildup on it, and the fan is not turning and it has a loud hum, that's a good symptom of a bad capacitor. Or your circuit breaker could have been blown. That's another thing. Not blown, but tripped. And last of all, if you open up your AC unit cover and you look at the capacitor, you can see on this one that it literally blew out. This is what happened to mine. And so, or it's expanding like it's bubbling. Those are some of the symptoms of a bad capacitor. Now, safety, very, very important. Make sure before you work on this, kill the power on your circuit breaker. There's the two circuits for my AC. Power them off. Go outside your AC unit. On the wall next to it, most likely there's going to be a disconnect switch. Open it up and pull this black piece out. That makes sure there is no power going to your AC unit. The next thing is, always, like it says here, always make sure to treat capacitor as if it is charged. Even if you think it's not charged, treat it like it is. Never touch a capacitor with bare hands. And that also goes for wiring as well, especially wiring going to your AC unit. That 240 will definitely kill you. So even if you think you have the breaker off, even with the disconnect pulled off, make sure to wear gloves and don't touch those wires bare if you can help it. And last, well, not last, but probably the first thing you should do is be wearing safety glasses and gloves, and insulated gloves, I should say. See, moving on, it's very, very important to take good notes. Before you remove the old capacitor, take a picture, make a wiring diagram. I didn't do this, and I regret it. As you can see from this picture, I did take a picture, but I didn't make a diagram, and from this picture, it's very hard to tell what terminal is fan, which one is common, and which one's Herm. And so take the time beforehand to write a quick diagram so you know when it's time to hook up the new one where the terminals and wires go. Next thing is, this is very, very important, with safety glasses and insulated gloves on, remove all the wires from the capacitor and remove it from your AC unit. And you take an insulated screwdriver, make sure you're not touching anything metal at all on the screwdriver with your gloves on. And the first thing you do is go between your common and your fan and you short those two terminals out. You'll hear a little zap when that happens. Next thing you do is go between common and Herm. And you'll probably even hear a louder zap on that one. But make sure, do it more than once on each terminal, just to make sure that that capacitor is fully discharged. With the new capacitor, I went to the local Lowe's store and they don't carry it. Builder Square didn't carry it, or Home Depot, sorry, didn't carry it. So I ended up going on Google and had to find a local parts shop. First place I called didn't have one, so I called another one and they did. So save yourself some time and make that call. About 20 bucks for a new one. Like I said, it's not a bad idea to discharge the new one you get as well. Use your wiring diagram, wire it up the same way that you took off the old one, and reinstall your capacitor. And at this point, reinstall your disconnect switch on the wall, plug it back in, turn on your AC circuit, make sure your thermostat is asking for cool air. Go out and verify that your fan is now running, actually spinning. you don't have a big hum or anything like that. And then go back to your diffuser and verify you're getting cool air. And finally, order a spare, because when mine blew out, it was literally Friday afternoon. Part stores weren't open, and Lowe's didn't have one, and the part store didn't open up till Tuesday. And it was a very, very, very hot weekend. So for, geez, $8, cheaper, much cheaper than I got in the part store, on Amazon I was able to order another one, and I have it sitting on my shelf. So that is my how-to for replacing a capacitor.